Hi everyone, my name is Hannah Abraham, student number 242260004, and today I will be speaking about the timeline of South African history from the first farmers 2,000 years ago to the arrival of the European explorers. Behind me, as you can see, is the timeline poster that I've created that I will be speaking about in my video. Firstly, I'd like to start off with the Iron Age farmers. These were the Bantu-speaking migrations, and it is important to know that farming has allowed people to settle, to grow crops, and to domesticate animals. Important to know that the first Iron Age farmers settled in permanent villages. They practiced farming, they kept livestock, they used tools and weapons. Like on my poster, I've drawn an axe to represent the weapons that were used, and they lived in very small and organized communities. Next up on the timeline is the King of Mapungubwe, which is from the time 1075 AD to 1220 AD. It is very important to know that this was the first known kingdom in Southern Africa with the trade of gold and ivory. As you can see on my poster, I have a circle symbolized for gold, and I have a crown symbolized for everything that was traded in the first kingdom of Southern Africa. This demonstrates early political organization and wealth. It is also extremely important to know that this was the first complex kingdom in Southern Africa. It classes of clear social status, and the king lived separately on a hill away from everybody else, and the wealth was based on gold, ivory, and trading. Next up, we move on to the Swahili nation, which is the coastal trading. This was taking place from 1100 AD to 1500 AD. It's important to know that ships, breads, or coastal towns are all that was traded. This is the network of coastal trading cities, strong trade links with Arabia, India, and China. Culture blended African and Arab influences, and this is the development of Swahili language and culture. Next up on the timeline is the Great Zimbabwe, which is a monumental stone architecture from the time 1220 AD to 1460 AD. It is also important to know that this was a very large and powerful kingdom. It is very famous for stone buildings, controlled gold trades routes inland, and wealth is based on cattle and trade, and it is politically organized with very strong leadership. It highlights the very much advanced architecture and thriving trade. And lastly on the timeline, we have the European explorers, and who we are going to be focusing on is Jan van Riebeeck, which is at the time 1625 AD. So this marks the beginning of European contact and colonization. This event connects South Africa to global history. A little bit of Jan van Riebeeck. He was the Dutch commander at the settlement at the Cape. From the first farmers to European explorers, each event shaped South Africa's history by changing how people lived, traded, and interacted. And why does it matter? It is important to understand these foundations because it helps us see how South Africa was developed into the society that it is today. Thank you.